Baruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 4 came out, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, the story has made a strong progression. We finally see the fate of Sasuke, and also we finally see a character that we've been wanting to see for over 3 years, which has been finally confirmed. But before we start, I got the Baruto co-host with me, Rayshawn. Please tell the viewers out there where can they find your YouTube channel and your other platforms as well.
Well, it's your boy Rayshawn Gatson from the Rayshawn Gatson Anime Podcast. You can find my podcast on all your podcasting platforms such as Apple, Spotify, and Anchor.
All right. Also, hit the subscribe button. Our current goal is 500, and we're literally almost there. You guys have been killing it. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. The chapter starts off with Baruto telling Cole that these are different now because you transformed them. Talking about the Ten Tails army. And he's saying that we have to get rid of them while they're under your control, or we'll end up with something even worse in the future. All right, now we see Cole, still being affected by the Yuzu Yaku Rasengan. Cole says that the Ten Tails' only instinct is to eat. How can this even be a threat? And then we see the Toad saying that, Baruto, you gotta hurry the hell up. We have no time left. And then, this right here is probably one of my favorite parts in the entire chapter, where Baruto's telling the Toad right now that I'm not as skillful as my grandfather. And you're thinking, no fucking way is he about to activate it. He uses the Flying Thunder God technique, and he just teleports right to where the code is, where the Ten Tails is being hit at. And that right there, you're like, holy shit. Mind you, and the Baruto to use his grandfather's infamous move was icing the cake for me. Because that right there, I was like, that to me, that's one of my favorite moves in all of Naruto is the Thunder God technique, which is, makes him the fastest person in the world. What was your thoughts when you saw that move for the first time in years? Well, since the one shot, but still, we haven't seen that since, the Fourth Great War.
Well, I thought that was amazing to see that Baruto actually learned that move. I thought it was interesting they went with that route versus the reverse summoning jutsu. They went to flying lightning, but I thought it made sense low key because I think with reverse summoning he would have had to switch places with the frog, and with that it allowed him to basically still be there with the frog, which is fucking crazy. I like the fact that like at one point I was trying to figure out like what did he mark to do that, but I was like he marked the toe to be able to switch place, and I was like, oh, that's it's so interesting because it comes into play like 2 times in this chapter. I think it's pretty dope. It's pretty dope seeing him do that move. I like the whole part where you have Kawaki sitting there like, who the fuck is he talking to? And he's like, oh, I can't do this move as good as my grandfather. And then like the next second he's like gone, and then he's like talking his little shit to Toad and everything. And he's just sitting here like, whatever Baruto trained. Whatever these 10 years or 4, whatever many years this was, he been training his fucking ass off. And it has been shown.
Yeah. And then right here is where the story takes a whole left turn. Baruto pops up the Ten Tails being hidden at. And they go walk up to him, they're like, where the hell is the Ten Tails at? And then you see one of the Toads talking to Baruto saying that it's hard to think Cole can even teleport the Ten Tails. Suspicious move while I was here. And he wouldn't have any ease to move him. And then you see Cole looking at the Toad. He's like, oh shit, that's Kashikoji right there. Mind you, because everybody thought, Kashikoji was dead after Ishiki defeated Kashikoji, a few years back. But then we see a Ten Tails reincarnated as a human. And when you look at it, it looks exactly like Bug. And then he goes right after Baruto. So my thing is, these trees that, they're swallowing up these people, I think they're taking their facial structure as well too. And probably their jutsu as well too, which we'll talk about later on. What were your thoughts when you saw Bug, being reincarnated as, the Ten Tails?
I like that it confirmed what I've been saying for a minute, that there's no way Cole was supposed to be the fucking final villain. Interesting take on whatever route they're going with this Ten Tails, because it was like this is like what it's doing is not what it's supposed to be doing. Like it's going its own route with this whole like absorbing people into trees, and now I guess creating clones of them. So I wonder if it's like, I guess, taking the information and giving it to the real body, and that's like I don't even know how this working. Like, but to me, I don't think these are the final thing. I think they're trying to create something bigger because they're still talking about feeding one of the Sushkis into itself. So that's interesting. But it's also making me question if Cole is actually a Sushi, because I feel like it would have been easier for them just to swallow him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless he's going to be used in a greater plan. But then it's certain other stuff that's been making me a little wonder about him too. So I don't know. He might not be fully a Sushi or something.
Then we have Baruto confirming that this is not Bug. What we're encountering is Shinju. So I looked up the definition of what Shinju is. The word Shinju is formed by the characters for mind and heart. In this usage, it literally means heart inside, a oneness, or probably reflecting a physical link between the participants, basically saying that harness, their abilities as well too, and they're becoming one. And then we see, Bug, aka, the Ten Tails, going after Baruto, and he's actually pushing him back right now. And right now, it can communicate. It can talk. Bug, I'm gonna call it. He says, "Come here on your own. You came to be feasted, Baruto." And then you see him activate basically like a thunderclap, pushing away the Bug right now. And then we see more being developed right now. And right now, Ko's not even helping him because he's still falling to the ground due to the Izuku. And he's saying that preparing for the enemy's attack, I don't have time to explain. If you don't want to die, shut up and support me. And Baruto, this is where you messed up at. Why in the blue hell would you ask Code for help? You know he's all about himself. You know he's trash. Trash! You know he's a walking L. And you know damn well he's not going to help you. Granted, I know Baruto was pushed, against the wall and he had no other option. It was 4 against 1. He looked at Code like, hey, Code, they're probably going to beat your ass too. Maybe work together. We can handle these, Shinjus. But Code, being the bitch as he is, he was like, nah, you're on your own right now. And then we see another one floating in the air saying that the lives on this planet, the lives that perish on this planet, we will suck all the chakra away. The lives we have are Shinju, and we'll make a chakra fruit. And the way he's looking up there, looks like a badass. I can't tell his facial expression who he is or he was swallowed up by, but he's giving me Jigen vibes and all that stuff. And he's saying that Code, it seems like we were degenerated a bit, but we was awakened by you, us having egos. What was your whole take on that?
Code leaving and everything. Well, I thought that was low-key a power move for Baruto. For the fact where he undoes the move on him, and then he's basically like, come on, help me. The reason why I feel like that's a power move from Baruto is because it's low-key gives off the vibe to me. It's like, I can do this to you anytime. I'm just gonna let you help me out and see what happens. But I feel like he can go find Code anytime and hit him with that same move with no problem. Low-key, I feel like Baruto has low-key walked into the leaf and came out looking like he's the strongest one out of all the sushis that we knew. Kawaki, Code, and Baruto. So to me, he looked like he's the strongest one out of all of them. None of them has shown me anything in these arcs that make me think they anywhere near them. I wanted him to low-key fight Kawaki. I don't think Kawaki could have. I don't think he could actually stand with Baruto. And I don't know if I'm thinking that just because he do the flying thunder guy. It just feel like everything he done just pulled off in these few little chapters. I just don't see what's his name being able to stand up to him. Shadow humans coming out of the Ten-Tail husk. I think that's an interesting kind of storyline they're going with, I guess you could do the shadow dragons and then they all come together and it's a bigger being. I'm thinking that's what's probably going to happen at the end of this, low-key. I think it's interesting the people that is portraying. So I wonder if these are people that were low-key regular ninjas that that got sucked up into the tree, because you get Bug and I think you get another one that you're probably waiting to talk about a little bit later, but I'm thinking low-key that's what these are. So I think these people are low-key people we should have seen before or may not have seen, but are important low-key. Because it's a female one that comes up. And I low-key thought that was the android girl. What's her name?
Delta.
Delta. I thought that's who that was for a second. So that to me would be interesting, low-key, because now we got a moment where you can have that and a model in the same room and see what kind of happens in that situation. But I like the fact that Boruto had this all kind of said in the other chapters, you don't even know what the fuck you're doing. You over here creating something you don't even know. And now we basically jumped ahead. And then I liked how you had the toes kind of warming it up, oh shit, we too late. When the Ten-Tail body was gone, oh shit, it's done. Then you got the whole bodies coming out of nowhere.
All right, then we get a female version of the Shinju. And I thought of 2 people. First up could be possibly Amado's daughter. Just because when she said that you always like that despite your will. She's saying your destiny is to be clown being used by someone at a laughable extent. And she's saying that because she has some connection with Code. So my thing is that it's possibly Amato's daughter, or I can't remember her name. I believe she's probably Team 9, Team 10, the one sensei that they grew up as kids. That she had that hair like it's kind of like extended like that, and then she got older. It was It was Kunohamaru, the other guy who was always sick, and the other girl who had like those pigtails. It kind of looked like her, but I'm kind of leaning more towards. Yeah, I'm probably leaning more towards probably Amato's daughter.
That's interesting that you said that. You talking about the girl from his team.
Yeah,
I can't think of her name either, but
I doubt it,
that
but
would be interesting because that means they killed her off screen because I don't remember them actually killing her within the thing because actually I can't even say kill because none of these people we can't actually say are dead. So like because we got to go with at least we think they're sealed because Bug was in the tree, but no one said Bug was dead. You know what I mean? So that's the interesting thing.
yeah.
But this female character, I mean, I feel like it's giving off strong. Could be Delta, the real body of Delta, but it could be some other crazy person we're not even thinking about, man.
Or it could be one of those cyborgs that Jigen told Boro to destroy them because he knew that they were stronger than him. Because mind you, it's not just Ada and Damon. There's multiple cyborgs out there still, and they probably use a chocolate food for those and probably brought those back to life.
I mean, Cole would have known, but see, it seemed like the Ten Tails would have had to did that because Cole seemed like he didn't know anything. Like what the Ten Tails doing right now, it's never done nothing like this. In Cole mind, it's just been stuck in the ground with that thing in his throat. Now Boruto coming, now it's doing all type of shit. That's like when you have like a vacuum and then somebody come and be like, it's a shampoo or it can do all type of shit. Well, like, how the fuck I did not know it could do all this type of shit? And it's basically like, bruh, hey, this is a whole nother fucking universe we in right now. But also, I like the fact they proved something with the flying Raijin, and that is the fact that it can transport through dimensions. So this actually proves that if Obito would have sucked up the fourth Hokage Minato,
What? Bro, I'm out, man.
he would have been able to teleport out of that.
That would have been crazy.
All right, now we get to the middle of the chapter where it takes a little sidetrack from what's going on with the Ten Tails hideout is, and Sadara is showing off that she has some big balls. Because now Shikamaru and Kabuki are having the conversation that, how did Baruto disappear? Why did he show up to the village? Is him and Code working together? And Sadara just walks in like, how stupid are you guys can be? Code ambushed the hidden leaf. Baruto forced him to retreat. She's saying that this conversation you guys are having, come on, let's be serious now. And you can even confirm this with Ada. And then Kabuki gets snippy back with Sadara saying that, don't misunderstand things. Baruto is Sasuke. It doesn't matter what his purpose is. He is an enemy, and we gotta kill him because he's Sasuke. I love what Sada says right here. Yeah, but you're also Sasuke as well too. So what are you saying? I'm like, ooh, coming, cooking him right now. And Kaguya's saying that I am Sasuke that kills them. You see my power only exists to kill them. If the jobs are done, I'll be happy to disappear, but you don't get to choose. You don't understand, Sadara. And Sadara's like, don't make me repeat. I won't let you do as you like here. As a ninja who became the Hokage, I will stop you. I'm like, holy shit. And Shikamaru's like, yo, guys, let's calm down right here. I'm still the Hokage here. And they're like, you know what, Shikamaru? You ain't shit right now. Right now, my focus is, to put, your dumb asses to show you that Baruto is not the threat. And we gotta see why these things are happening. Baruto knows why, and we have to assist him. But Shikamaru and Kabuki are so stubborn in their ways that they don't even want to listen to her. What's your take on that?
Shikamaru is giving strong vibes. He's going to be the reason why that village is about to get destroyed. Because to me, is not making a lot of Naruto-esque decisions. Or even Tsunade type of decisions. Like, his decisions, to me, I feel like are with the mindset of protecting the leaf. But to me, it seemed like he's not willing to have those moments where, Naruto would go the extra mile for people. You'd be like, damn, why is he doing that? Most people probably be like, fuck that, let's not do that. But see, you really need those moments. Because I mean, if Shikamaru could even just rush there to even try to get into a conversation with Baruto to figure out what's going on, or figure out like why is he even back in the village, like, you know what I mean? Because that to me would be interesting. A whole village that ostracizing you and basically telling you not to come back, but you come back to fight Code. Like, this must be something to me, and I'm surprised that didn't wake up Shikamaru. But I feel like Shikamaru is gonna be a major reason to why some shit gonna happen, because he's just not open to some shit. Kawaki, this conversation low key kind of makes me mad. Shikamaru, he's like, yeah, he was talking to somebody and he just like disappeared and shit. And he was like, bruh, you was literally like maybe like a meter away. If you like, you tell me you don't know nothing this man said. Like, oh, I mean, that is the craziest thing out of the whole situation. It's like, but then, like, he's talking to Sadara. I like Sadara basically having her ground, basically looking like she might have a jutsu in her pocket. That's like, I want you to act up. Give me a reason so I can show you what I'm about, low-key. So that to me is kind of interesting. Kawaki to me is kind of like antsy testy type of feel, like where he's like, I don't know if he's still kind of trying to create these lies about Baruto, where it's kind of like, you see him trying to fight Code, like, why try to ask him what's going on, what's the situation? Like, nobody's trying to like figure out what's going on. Like, why the fuck are people turning into trees? Like, no one's asking anything. I like the fact that Ada basically was like, you can fact check everything I'm saying by asking Ada. And I was like, to me, that's the thing. What the fuck? You can anything that she's saying can be backed up by her. It's like it's nothing you can say against what she's saying, because it's fact, like, low key. But I also like the fact that proves that Ada has not been telling Kawaki anything. Because Kawaki looked like he doesn't know anything going on right now. He's clueless as fuck. Or also Shikamaru. Or Shikamaru's not utilizing him. One of the two.
Then later on, we get when the Shinju's going after Baruto. And then when you see the robe show off his face, who does it look like? Sasuke. Which, you know, we'll talk about later on, which confirms everything that's going on with Sasuke. But, hey, I mean, he has a Renegon again, if you want to give him that, even though it's a clone of him. But then we see a Chidori versus Rasengan. Mind you, we haven't seen that since the end of Naruto Shippuden, when Naruto and Sasuke fought, you know, in the great God of Valley, where, you know, Naruto uses Rasengan and Sasuke uses his Chidori. We haven't seen that clash in a very long time. And they look pretty badass right here, you know, with Baruto going against the Shinju, a.k.a. Sasuke. As of right now, Bug, we'll do the quote-unquote, starts attacking Baruto as well, too. And then the other one, the female version of, you know, maybe Delta or, you know, somebody else is walking up to Baruto. And the Toad's telling him, yo, my man, you got to get out of here. And when I said earlier in this chapter, Baruto's copping plea for Cole, like, yo, dude, help me out. Because if you're not going to help me out, they're going to kill you too. And I promise you, if you couldn't beat me, you're not going to beat these Shinjus. And I promise you, you are not built like that. And Cole's like, you know what? Yeah, this ain't for me. Take care. I'm out of here. And I'm like, Baruto, you've been going fighting this man for the past 3 years. You know what he's about. Why did you waste your time thinking that Cole would even help you? That right there kind of threw me off a little bit. I'm like, come on, Baruto, just let him go and just worry about yourself. Because you know damn well Cole was not helping you. What's your take on that before we talk, you know, the end of the chapter?
Yeah, I just want to add on this, because I just thought about this, because this will low-key go back to what I was saying earlier. He might have took the jutsu off of Cole, but also marked him. So what that can also mean that it doesn't matter where Cole goes. He can always go back to him. Because if you remember how the fly gene for flying right gene marks work, the only way they can be taken off is if the person that did the jutsu removes it. So it's like, yeah, he might have got his ass with that. Like, go ahead, do what you got to do, man. But the fact that one of them is turned out to be like a clone of Sasuke, I like how they kind of do, like, you get parts of it, but most of the cloak is kind of the hair. It's like it's an interesting way they have it, like, all done and drawn. It's actually pretty dope in a way, because I guess you kind of got cold markings, like little things going all around them with the, I don't know what the black is. There's cloaks, but I forgot what that is, if that's energy or like what that was that's basically around them. But I don't know if these are like just like four minds inside of the Ten Tails, or if they all come together, become the Ten Tails, or like what I said, the Shadow Dragons. But the fact that you get these four, I guess, an unnamed group, and I think some shit is about to fucking crazy happen now, because it's like, what the fuck is even keeping these motherfuckers there? I like the fact that they kind of let everybody leave type of thing, and they basically say this is because we're kind of thirsting some knowledge a little bit more right now versus fighting. So it kind of makes you think that might also have something to do with the trees, because maybe they are taking information from the people. And also, the big goal of this is to create a chakra fruit and absorb all the life form. He did say something like that, I remember. But this is crazy. I like the fact that even like the toes, because they kind of give you mom and pop feel, because they're basically talking to them, telling them like, "Oh yeah, you need to go. We need to leave." You know, basically how Jiraiya was fighting the pain, and they're like, "Oh, you need to go, Jiraiya boy. We need to get the fuck up out of here." And they basically saying the same thing to him, like, "Hey, we had them when the plan was get them before they turned into this shit. Like, you know what I mean? How there's nothing we can do. Figure some other shit out."
So before I finish the chapter, would you say the one that's talking about, surpassing, our instinct for eating you and our curiosity of knowledge, would you say he's the leader of the group? Because you see him
The
just
one that's in the air?
yeah, he just seems just gliding, just looking down over everything. Like, it feels like he gives me the leader vibe of that, for Shinju.
Yeah, he gives me leader vibes, low key. But yeah. I kind of want to know more. Like, what's the whole goal? Or like, are they Osushis? Are they just the Ten Tails? Or I want to know the information Boruto knows. Like, we need to go back in like in time. Happen. We need a flashback.
As right as Baruto escapes, I would say the quote unquote leader says, "Flee wherever you like, wherever you are in this world, you can't get away from us. This is your destiny." And then you see Baruto laying against a tree. And right now, he's getting, some coaching from one of his mentors, Kashi and Koji. We finally see him. He's finally showed up in the manga since the pandemic. That's how long it's been. And right now he's telling him, "I'm not trying to calm you down, but you should have known going, to this battle what could have happened. And there's nothing we could change about that. And no matter what, we're going to fight." And I started thinking, I'm getting some vibes. Remember when Jiraiya had that one last conversation with Tsunade and he left to fight the Six Paths of Pain?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we might get the same exact thing with Kashi, Koji, and Baruto. I feel like he's going to try to save Baruto, go after those four Shinjus, and I feel like we're going to get the same thing what happened to Jiraiya, happened the same thing to Kashi and Koji, to find out, what is their weakness, find out more information about them, and Kashi Koji might sacrifice himself.
I don't feel like he's about to risk his life yet. I hope not. I mean, that would be a kind of sad thing for him just to bring him in just to kind of take him out again.
So, remember when Ishiki fought Kashi Koji and when he found out, that he was Jiraiya, he said that your fate is always going to be like the person you was created from, Jiraiya. So I feel like no matter what Kashi Koji does, I feel like his fate is destined to sacrifice himself for Baruto.
Yeah, he's always willing to be the most useful tool. And the fact that that's the type of ninja that's like taught Boruto, because like I was thinking about like just Naruto like characters and just their movesets. Jiraiya and Orochimaru, one of those people who have movesets where it's like it's hard to try to go sneak up on them or try to do anything because they literally have abilities that's crazy, and their arsenals are universe. Like they literally can pull up anything. So the fact that we know Boruto low-key had to train with him, just the fact that we've seen him using his toes and shit. And the fact that he had to, I wonder who taught him the flying Raijin. Because if they tell me the clone can do the flying Raijin now, I'm going to be like, okay now. But like that's low-key. I'm glad he did learn that, but I wonder what made him, see, it's just a lot of things I want. When you were saying in the beginning our predictions that we needed some flashback chapters, and I was like, no, we didn't. I take that back strongly because every chapter this man does something, and I'm like, well, how did he do that?
Yeah, so we'll talk about the final panel where, Baruto's looking up, just kind of defeated, actually, saying that, "I apologize, man. Sasuke just got to wait a little bit longer." Then you just see him covered up in a tree, just, hanging right there. Just showcase that, it codes the reason why Sasuke is locked up in that tree, and confirms, it's crazy to think that our two strongest people in the Naruto verse are sealed away. Naruto Hinata are gone, sealed away, and Sasuke is sealed away as well too. And I'm okay the way they did Sasuke, because I didn't want him to die, because like he makes too much money for the Naruto franchise to just kill him away. Not happening. Not happening.
Strain.
Not happening. I'm okay the way they did it. It puts the older generation sealed away. Okay, the new generation has to step up and showcase how strong they really are. But I'm predicting 100 chapters later, when Sasuke and Naruto get unsealed and they're fighting side by side with Naruto and Kawaki, oh my god, that right there is going to be an epic moment. And then we'd see, chapter ends right here, where just Baruto is laying down against a tree, thinking like, what the fuck? Mind you, this man is going through so much shit. He lost his family. His own village doesn't believe him. They see him as a threat. Kawaki wants to kill this man. Cole wants to, fucked up everything. He thought he was doing good, but he fucked up everything. Now we have 4 new people from, the 10 Tails that are probably as equal in strength as he is right now. Like, this man is going through hell. And mind you, don't forget, we still haven't seen Momoshiki as well. He's probably in his mind just talking. Right now, Bart's laying back on the tree, and Momoshiki just laughing like, ha, 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 ha. Okay, yeah, what I predicted didn't happen, but look at you now. Your mentor is gone, ha, ha. Like, right now, he's just going through everything right now. And just crazy, he still has, the positive attitude to keep going and moving forward as well, too.
I think that's interesting. You just brought up Momoshiki. I don't think, based on these 4 chapters, I'm gonna say I think he's mastered it to the point where whatever, like, if Momoshiki is still like in his mind and stuff like that, it's not like to the point where it's affecting him, because it seemed like we would have seen something or like a scene of that within these last 4 chapters. Because I mean, it's been a whole lot of moments where it's been for him to be to come out, and low key that could have been also the source of like what's going on with the 10 Tails, because I mean Momoshiki did tell Boruto what the omnipotence was and explaining that move, and basically not telling them until the last moment that was basically going to be the thing he was talking about the whole time. So like he do know some shit that's like low key happening out of universe that we don't know. So that could be low key how Boruto knows. So I don't think that's interesting, because I haven't even thought about Momoshiki until you just brought him up right there. The whole like him sitting on the tree, I think that's interesting. I want them to basically tell us where this location is, because I like the fact that he has flying riding now, because now he can just move wherever he wants. And he's basically showing how strong this jutsu is, because he's literally going from one dimension, like, and he's like, this is crazy. And I like you have basically Kotu Kenji, like he was just sitting there the whole time. I wonder if he can low-key still get information from the frogs too. Because it looked like he low-key knew what was going on without even Baruto telling him, like, yeah, you knew before you left the chance of it being going was going to be low, but damn, I didn't know it was going to be like that. I was thinking about some of myself, but I was like, right, let me tell him to come back. Like shit. One of the most interesting chapters. This chapter got me wanting more. I feel like if you thought Boruto sucked in the beginning, you need to start.
Yeah.
I've been telling y'all had to wait till it started making its own story, and it's making its own story.
Yeah.
All right, so before we end it, how would you rate this chapter out of 10?
I'd give it a 10. It gave us a lot of interesting things. You get the flying rising, you get a throwback from the past, you get even the little Sadara talking like, hold up, you're not bigger than me type shit. Milwaukee moment you get there. I like that. You get the whole this is a bigger plan out of everything type of plan in this chapter. You get the whole Sasuke being revealed to be sealed. I mean, this chapter basically banged out everything. I feel like Kishimoto was like, you know what? I could put all this in 2 to 3 chapters, but fuck it. I'm gonna get it together for me. So I think this is a nice little, we ready.
Yeah.
We about to see what we can do type shit.
Yeah, I'll definitely give the chapter a 10 out of 10. Just, the progression of the story. Now, like you said before, it's becoming Baruto's story. The first half, it was a mixture of Baruto and Naruto. Now, this right here, seeing the reveal of Sasuke just confirms that this is Baruto's story. And like I said before, seeing the flying ranging, seeing, you know, the Ten Tails, you know, becoming one now with the four Shinju. You've seen the reincarnation of people's faces that, you know, the tree they became. You know, Sadara sticking out for herself, showcasing like, nah, I still have the goal being Hokage, and you're not just gonna be running shit like you think. Did you think is yours? No, 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 no. I'm gonna be Hokage one day, and I'm gonna put you in your place sooner and later. And like I said before, finally seeing the reveal what happened to Sasuke, I'm happy they didn't kill him off. I'm okay. I'm content of how they handle Sasuke, just so that it can progress, you know, with a Baruto story. All right, Rayshawn, before we end it, just tell the viewers out there where can they find your platform and everything else.
You guys can find me on all your podcasting platforms such as Spotify and Apple. You can find me on Instagram at rgap2. You can find me on TikTok, searching up rgap anime podcast. I can't remember all the rest of it, but I'm pretty sure all my links will be below. But you guys can find me pretty much on all your social medias. Just hit me up. I'm also doing a Dragon Ball review, so if anybody out there want to hear about anything about Dragon Ball, or if you want to just hear some go back in time and rewatch it with me, because I'm basically going through the whole anime, just go ahead and come on. Or if you want to even be on the podcast, just hit me up at rgap too.
All right, appreciate you being on as always. Also hit that sub button. Our current goal is 500, and we're literally almost there. Greatly appreciate you guys have been killing it. Until then, see you guys later, and this is Culture Universe.